Hey everybody, today I want to point out some pretty common mistakes in video production and point out the corresponding correct practices. So let's go ahead and get started. First of all, lower thirds are very important for identifying the person that's speaking, especially if that person isn't well known. But it's also very important to time them correctly. If you can't tell this lower third has kind of been here for a little too long and kind of needs to leave and get out of here. Instead, you want to have a lower third that pops in, sticks around for maybe 4 seconds or so to identify the subject, and then leaves. Since I've chosen to make this video partially about cooking, it doesn't really make a whole lot of sense to be talking about it in a garage now, does it? Instead, as you can see, your background should be something that's relevant to what's going on in the video. Having good exposure is absolutely critical in video production. If you have overblown images or images that are too dark, people will very quickly lose interest in what you have to say. Instead, you want your videos to be well exposed, have good balance, and show off some of that beautiful color that you've chosen to put in your video. Having B-roll that lingers on something boring like this empty cutting board really is uninspiring and can make your viewer lose interest. Instead, you want to have well-timed B-roll that doesn't linger for too long. It keeps your viewers engaged and entertained. Continuing to talk about B-roll, your B-roll must be relevant. If I reference cutting up chicken, it doesn't make any sense to show off me taking out the trash. Instead, like I said, cutting up chicken, the viewer wants to see that. You need to speak with the images. You notice I moved into the center of the frame. Quite frankly, you don't want this. It doesn't follow the rule of thirds, so people, they aren't naturally drawn to look straight at the center of the image. Instead, you want to be a little bit off to the side so you can follow the rule of thirds and so you can show off the interesting background that you've chosen. Jump cuts are bad, very distracting, and people don't want to see that. It shows lack of planning and lack of professionalism. If you want to use jump cuts, there might be a right way to do it, but it has to be done cleverly, like this clip of all of the ingredients magically appearing in the bowl. Background music is important. It adds an underlying layer of production value. What you don't want is background music that gets too loud and makes you have to talk over it. Instead, you want background music that adds to the video without overpowering the natural sound or, quite frankly, distracting and displeasing the viewer. Unless you're trying to make a homemade horror movie, you really don't want a shaky camera. It's very distracting and it kind of makes you look unprofessional. Instead, you want to have smooth camera movements. If you have a tripod, use it. Always use it. If not, find a level surface to set your camera on or something to lean your smartphone against. Last but not least, you want your subject to be doing the entertaining, not your camera movements, because quite frankly, they're not entertaining. They're just distracting, and it's kind of like typing in all caps. Whoa, lemons! Whoa, garlic powder! Whoa, cat! Instead, if you do use camera movements, you want them to be very tasteful, like this beautiful slow zoom on this delicious looking food. Well, I hope this has been useful, and I hope it improves the quality of your content in the future. Thanks for watching. Bobby Mason signing out.